What is going on, geeks? Unite the Clans here, back in your life from the Skies of Nazca. We spent the last couple videos exploring this epic, amazing map, and to be honest, the first time I was introduced to it was watching Sl1pg8r, and today we're going to be doing a build inspired by the biggest ARK YouTuber out there. We're going to do Sl1pg8r's house that he built right here on this spot, and then we're going to renovate it and take it up a notch, because I think it could definitely use a good renovation. So I'm going to clear this area off. I'm going to spawn in the materials we need, and I'm going to get started with the build. I'm going to build the basic house together with you guys, and then we'll do all the alterations, the renovations, the upgrades together as well. BRB. Alright guys, so let's get started. Sl1pg8rr built his house using Structures Plus. I'm going to too, but there's nothing about this that requires it. So the foundation, as far as I can tell from watching the video, is a 6x4, and I want to make sure I get it in a position that's going to work for us. I think one more will do it. Perfect. So go ahead and fill this out until you have a 6x4 wood base, and I'll be right back. So I did my best to position this like Sl1p's house. I don't know how good I did, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to get started next with the walls. So what you're going to need for this stage is window frames, door frames, and walls. So the way that Sl1p did it, he did one door frame there, and we did window frames along here. I think he also had them here and here on either end. So let's go ahead and do that for ourselves. And I think he had a back door somewhere, but I don't know where. The one thing I know is he had storage in this corner. So instead of putting a window there, we're just going to come to this spot that lines up right here. We'll do a window there. We'll do a window here. And then, you know what? Why don't we do another door frame right here? I think that's probably going to work for us. And then just regular walls the rest of the way. So let's fill this in, and I'll show you what it's looking like at the end of this step. So that is how we're looking, guys, and I think that's a pretty good deal. I'm pretty happy with that. So the first story is 2 walls high, and if I recall, it's all walls on the second level. So go ahead and on top of every wall we displaced, go ahead, place another wall. So for the next stage, this part of the house is going to be taller. So right here, we're going to have a little slope, a little peak on the place, and the next thing we need after that is some storage containers if we want to do it up just like Sl1p. And you know what? I went back and looked. It's just a wall here. And he's got a staircase hiding right in this corner. So let me grab that stuff. Alright, so let's install a staircase. Let's go ahead and do that, and that'll take us up to the second story. And then I'm just going to tuck some storage in here, because some of you guys are going to want to build this exactly like it is in Sl1p's video. But the real idea here is to take it up a notch. Whoops, I am doing such a bad job. Place. I forget that I have to double click. So yeah, I just want to take this up a notch, and then you never know. Hopefully Sl1pg8rr, you never know. Maybe he notices. He's the best builder on YouTube. That is terrible. That is slightly better. I have stepped up my game a little bit. Oops. Oh, god dang it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. And we'll do this, 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 and this. Okay, so that's the beginning of this. Now, the next stage is ceilings. All right, so I'm back. I did things a little bit wrong. So we now have a door right here. I noticed that was added at a later stage of the build. The next thing I did was start adding in some ceilings right here, but that's going to mess up all your snap points. So what you're going to want to do for this next phase of the build, windowed walls. And then if you notice in Sl1p's build, the windows on the second floor don't line up with the ones on the first floor. So go ahead and build up like this, and that's going to be the height of the second floor. And eventually we're going to come across here. And before we can, let's go ahead and get ourselves, whoops, I'm so bad at jumping. I guess you can't jump off that. Okay, we'll do it from down here. So let's do this. And we're going to do just like we did on the other side, like so. And I can't remember how he did the windows up here. I'm not sure I got a really good look at it in the video in his episode 1 where he built the house. So let's just do it like this. I need more walls. Alright guys, welcome back. So I'm still working out the very important details of this. At no point did I get a really good look at this side of the house in Sl1p's video. It was kind of hidden by the ceiling, and I can't remember if he went upstairs during episode 1. Not that I can see watching back on the video, so I'm just going to do that. I'm going to improvise, because he didn't line up his windows on this side with the ones underneath. I'm guessing he didn't do it on this side either. So I think that is all we need to put in place. Now that those are in place, we can grab some ceilings and we can get started on working out the upper level. So to do this, let's go ahead, and he actually did about half the house, which is 3. So it'll end up being a 3x4 space, but we're gonna have to leave a little gap here, obviously, for the staircase. Perfect. And then when we come up here, eventually we are gonna need to do walls here and here. And we're going to put slopes on either side of those. And then here, if I remember, okay, let's grab window frames. If I remember, he had a couple of windows overlooking here and here. And we'll put them right here as well. We'll put walls on either side and then walls over the top like this. And I think all we need is a couple more walls like that. Okay, let me grab some slopes, and we're really close to needing a roof on this bad boy. Alright, and here we go. This thing's coming together fast. So, do this. Do this. Okay, so all that's left at this point is a little bit of a thatch roof, because that is what he added on top. And I think we're also going to go ahead and pop in 3 refining forges here to match Sl1p's build, and a bed right here in this little corner, and maybe a couple ramps and reinforced wooden doors. But I'm going to do that stuff off camera. It's super easy. You guys don't need me for that, and I'll bring you back and we can do the roof together. Alright guys, so we have a thatch roof on top down here. I added reinforced doors with a little ramp at each of our door frames. Check it out. Pretty perfect. And all that's left to do is head upstairs. And upstairs, we are going to finish off the roof. Now this is going to bring it to the point of completion for Sl1p, where he finished it off in episode 1. And this is the point that we're going to take it off from, that we are going to attempt to improve and upgrade the place. If you guys are enjoying this video, remember to click the like button. It helps me out, helps new people find their way to this video. And who knows, maybe you guys wanted a step-by-step how to build this house. I think I figured it out. The only spot that I'm not sure about is this upstairs back wall, but I feel like we did a pretty good job. What you do with this space up here, I have no idea. Have fun. Yeah, I don't know. And then what you do with this space, you could do it totally different. I just put in the stuff that Sl1pg8r already had in here in his episode 1. We got storage containers, we got refining forges, and we got a bed. Guys, I think I'm going to take a break. And in the second half, we're going to renovate and upgrade this thing. Before I go, I want to do our patron shoutouts. Alright guys, so this is something I need to do more of, and I kind of forgot in our Skies of Nazca exploration videos, but I have some amazing people supporting me over on Patreon, and one of the perks is, at some point, I call you out, I thank you personally, and we got 2 guys I need to do that for today. One is Miguel. Miguel has been a completely silent supporter, no communication since he signed up for the Patreon, except a little bit of support every month. So thank you to Miguel. The other one is Sidelock. Sidelock is a longtime viewer and joined in the Patreon a little over a month ago, and it plays on the Geek server where all my patrons play. A lot of my patrons play. Anyway, for you guys who support me, just want to say thank you. And for those that don't, it's cool. You don't have to at all. I know I mention it a lot, but all I need from you guys is to watch and enjoy these videos. And speaking of this video, in the second half, what we're going to do is try and take it up a notch. Everybody's a big Sl1pg8r fan, and I think his building could use an upgrade. This is not a bad house, but we can make it better. And so for the second half of this house, we are going to upgrade, we're going to renovate, and we're going to take this house to a whole new level. BRB. And welcome back, geeks. So in the first half of today's video, we took on this Sl1pg8r's house here on the Skies of Nazca, and if you guys watch my channel, you know I have 2 main building series. One is the building tutorials, which are step by step. We go through every individual part of the build, and I show you exactly how to build it. The other one is Building Evolved, which is sort of a longer running creative thing, where I've been doing a Roman style village of late. And in that one, I cut away, and I just like, I'll work out an idea, I'll bring you back. So the first part of this video was just like one of the tutorials. We did every step of this together. The second half is going to be a little bit more like Building Evolved, where I work out some ideas and I try and figure out how to upgrade this house. Now, I don't want to make any gigantic structural changes. I want to leave it roughly as the house it is, but I want to take it up a notch, add in a ton of detail, and really make it look unique. So with that in mind, let's take a look at what I've got cooking for you guys. So this, much more interesting, right? So this is my first sort of version of what we might be doing. I'm thinking we'll replace the lower level with stone and maybe do stone foundations. We'll do some stone pillars. I've added in this cool little railing detail, and this is my idea for a veranda or a porch. Wooden foundations with these stone railings and little ladders as supports. Thatch roof there, stone roof up there, and then we're going to give the place a paint job. Now this is not final. I'm thinking the blue may turn into green, or I may swap some of these colors around, but that's parchment, navy, and brick. And I think those are some of the colors we may end up using here. I may have to add in something else, something a little less bright, like a brown or a gray. But with that in mind, guys, I am going to do a little bit of the renovations. I'm going to get started on making some of the changes to this place. The first one, I'm going to grab some stone foundations. I'm going to replace, I think, all of the foundations with stone, and then I will come back to you guys and show you where I'm at. And this is how it looks. I think this is a pretty solid little upgrade. And what we've got to do next, guys, and I'm going to leave my HUD up for this, is I think it's time to step it up a notch and replace this first layer of walls with stone. So I'm going to do it exactly how we did it. I'm not going to add in anything fancy. Wherever I have a wall, I'm going to do a wall. Wherever I have a window frame, I am going to do a window frame. And I have a little bit of work to do. Let me lay this all out. I'll be right back. And this is how she looks. So there is another key step. My favorite wood texture is this one, the inside one. Now, generally you don't want to build with inside out walls the first time, because your roofs can end up looking weird. They can end up on a slightly different snap point. You can see how those don't line up. But what we want to do here, guys, is do inside out basically this whole dang place. Why is that giving me so much trouble? So what we're going to do is inside out the whole place. And let me do this wall with you guys. And we'll stop and we'll take a look at, wow, that's acting weird. Alright guys, so I had to actually take out what I had up here to get it to start working the way I want. And I may have a little bit of trouble with these. We'll see, because it may want to snap upside down on the roof. But we're going to get this one wall in place just so you guys can get a look at how different the place will look. It's a drastically different look, and people don't do this enough. Now, like I said, you want to build it up one way, add your roof, and then come back and replace. But that is how we're going to do the rest of this house. I'm going to replace walls with walls, window frames with window frames, sloped with sloped. And I'm going to do just about all the wood in the place. Anything that I'm not doing, I'm going to bring you guys back and we're going to do it together. But give me a little time to make these changes and I'm going to be back. Alright, welcome back. Take a look. This is coming together. Now this is an area, guys, where I want to try something a little different. And I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work out for us. But when Sl1p built this in the first place, and let's actually break you, and flip it inside out. When he built this in the first place, he had the thought to have this look over the area below. And I want to preserve that, and I want to maybe improve it a little bit. But the problem is, if you're building this in vanilla, this definitely isn't going to work, because that's a solid wall that goes through there. But what we could do, assuming things go our way, let's see if I can get this to sit where I want it to sit. Like that. Yes, okay. And that, okay, perfect. And then you guys are, I'm sure, asking yourselves how this is going to work. Let's do that. Like that. So you're asking yourself, how do you fill this gap? Well, if you guys have played with Structures Plus, you know you got all kinds of crazy options. And so for us, let's actually go ahead and take out what we have up here. I'm using something called Arc Commander that lets me break these with one click. Makes my life so easy. And we'll do that. Okay, so from here we should have the ability to build up. Yeah, okay. Now let's flip that. And that seems right. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this again. So if I flip you, so I rotated the snap point, and now I flip it like that. And then for this side, I'm going to use number 6, which are the sloped right. So let's put this here, rotate snap point, and flip. Oh no, sorry, left. So here, rotate snap point, and flip. No, that doesn't look right either. Okay, give me a sec. I want to make sure I do this perfect. I will be right back, guys. All right, and welcome back. This proved to be eminently more difficult than I anticipated, so I would avoid doing this if I were you. I'm a good builder. I spend a lot of time building in this game, and I got only freaky stuff happening to me because of it. But what we ended up with, even though it's a little bit freaky, is this. A glass wall that lets us look down below. It's got this cool triangle shape to it. It's not perfect, as you can tell. Far from perfect, but I'm kind of happy with it, and I'm going to live with it. So we have one more key step, and what I want to do is get that up there, and let's get ourselves up. Whoops. Up on the roof here. Come on. Like I said, let's get ourselves up on the roof, and to get this working the way I wanted, I actually had to take out a few of the ceilings, and when I came back, I started replacing them with stone. So what I'm going to do for the remainder of this is come through here with these stone ceilings, go ahead and knock them out, and I think I shouldn't have too many issues with it. I'm going to replace all the current sloped roofs, or they're just called roofs if you're playing in Structures Plus. I'm going to go replace all the current ones with stone, and we may use thatch to build a little veranda, like I was talking about earlier, a little wraparound deck at a lower level. And one thing I'll show you before I go is this. I actually started adding in this little detail feature. I'm not sure if it's going to stay, but I used it to hide some of the derpiness of this wall. Look how derpy that is. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to get it looking quite right. So, oh, and I need food. So let me continue my work here, guys. I'm going to knock out all the thatch ceilings with stone, and I will be right back. Don't let anybody tell you that perfectionism is a bad thing. I kept working, and I think I've got it. It is much less derpy than before. I still have to get inside and take out those stone ceilings and see if it looks good without them, but I think we got it. So look what we got. We got this triangular shape down here. New staircase, please. Let's try the stone one, and we'll see how that looks. I don't know if it's going to look good or not. Something like that. Yeah, that could work for us. And we get this on the inside. It's still not perfect, but that is way better than it was. And can we take these out? Tell me that still looks good. We got a little tiny gap of light there, but that's okay. What's not quite right? You know what? I'm not going to stress about it. You know what? I'm not going to stress about it. I'm going to try not to. Let's go ahead. Let's put that in there. And I think this little upper room is complete for now. These stairs, I don't like. Let's go back to wood. There we go. Alright guys, I flipped them too. I think that looks way better. And you got room for a little something right here if you wanted it. I like it. Now, yeah, okay, we'll worry about this shortly. I still have one wall to fix over here. BRB. Alright, guys, I think we have done all the replacing that is required. And now it's time to start making additions, to start adding pillars, to add a balcony perhaps, a little deck around the side, and to add a paint job. But I think it's probably time for you guys to take a break. At this point in the build, right before a break, I always ask people to do something. For this one, guys, I'm going to ask you to do me a big old favor. Share this with Sl1pg8r. Send it his way on Twitter, on whichever mode of whatever you guys use and you know he uses. Send it his way and see if you never know. Maybe he'll notice this build and want me to do a little building for him. You never know. But I'm going to let you guys take a break. I'm going to plan out the next stage of this renovation, and I will be right back in your life. And welcome back, guys. I know it's only been a few seconds for you, but for me, it has been days. I am excited to get back to this build and to finish it off, but I've had my sort of weekend ruined by work, and then I got super sick with a cold, so I think my voice is back to a point where I can record and I can breathe properly. So I wanted to bring you guys back in. We probably have another break coming up. I've done a little bit of editing of the first chunk of the video, and I'm happy with how this build came out. We did Sl1pg8r's house straight up, step by step, and now we're taking it up a notch. So the one thing I'm looking at, oh god, and when I edited, I realized I said taking it up a notch about 100 times, so I gotta stop doing that. So one thing I really like about this design that we did, it was sort of our test for a way to do it. I like this super windowed up version. So I don't want to do that for the whole house, but what I do want to do is maybe come down to this end where we've got storage, staircase, all that kind of stuff. And I thought maybe we could try going window crazy. We'll try this, and then I think the next step is pillars. And with the pillars, what I want to do is put them on the corners like so, and right here. And then the next step, when I come back from the break, is going to be to add in that railing detail like that. I think we'll take out that topmost pillar and do a line right across those windows there. But you guys take a break. I will be right back. And welcome back, geeks. So we are taking this thing, we're really coming together with our renovations. So what I want to do, and god, why would that be so weird? What I want to do is have these ceilings be all on a level with each other. So let's, like that, find a good snap point, find a good snap point. So this trick is one that I have used many times. So if I were to snap, I think here, it's just gonna bust up the wall. Is that the one? So there's a spot where, yeah, maybe there, where it's going to bust up the wall. But if I snap to this ceiling that we're standing on, right here, it will intersect with the wall, and then we can later do that. And you get a very cool detail piece. So what we're going to try and do, you can see that that one would bust up our wall. So let's just find the snap point that works, and we'll do this all the way across. I think this side of the house has been built, properly, so shouldn't have too many issues with it. And okay, let's try, okay, that one's being super freaky. That'll work. Okay, so let's back up and we'll take a look at this thing. Boom. Right, that is kind of what I was going for. How is that not a gigantic upgrade on the back wall Sl1p originally had? I like it a lot. So what I want to do is carry this detail around here. We're probably going to do, let's take a look. Let's do another pillar. Come on, get me up here. Let's do another pillar down here. And we'll need one small one, which is right here. Something like that. And then on this side, we'll just grab, I think the medium pillar will do the trick, but it might be too tall. Yeah, let's just grab the small pillars right now. And you know what? Let's take that out. So on this back wall here, I'm thinking we may end up doing this covered veranda thing. I haven't quite figured it out, but if we do, I think I may want just shorter pillars. So let's go ahead and snap a couple of these in here. We'll only take them as high as the stone. And then over here, what I'm going to need to do is one more of those big medium pillars snap to the base of the foundation, like so, with a little shorty on top. Okay, I'm out of little shorties. But what I'm going to do, add a little tiny pillar right there. I'm going to go around with the ceilings and the railings doing this little trick here. And I'll BRB. Alright, I want to show you guys something that I ended up doing. So to get these ones in place, I wanted them a little bit out from the wall. You can see that they're not quite in the middle of it. And to do that, I started by snapping here to this inside out wall, and then following it all around here with ceilings until I got to this side. And then with these, I took out all the ceilings, and I just placed this one, which is snapped to this inside out wall, which basically moves the ceiling in like a one board's width from where it would have been. And if we come on over here, you'll see that these ceilings are now a decent little gap away from the wall. And I think that's going to give us everything we need, and it'll definitely avoid any issues, all the crazy snap point issues we were having before when the two snap points were so super close. And I think it still looks good. I don't think there's going to be a problem with these lining up with each other. And to complete this little stage of the build, guys, I wanted to show you how I'm going to do the railings, because I realized we had them coming to here and not around the corner. Because they're Structures Plus, I can do this, which is cool, but this one was particularly tricky, because if you have a look, we're going to be snapping to an upside down slope wall. Actually, are you going to play along totally normal? Here, watch this one. So when I placed over here, what I ended up getting was that totally upside down, which I think if you try and place a railing on is going to do that, which is an awesome feature. The fact that you can manipulate it and make it work that way, but that is not what I was looking for. So I think just looking at this, it totally, yeah, so it is going to be an issue here. So what I need to do, believe it or not, is incredibly complicated. So I needed to do this, and then build a ceiling off to fill that space. So, like that, I think, is how we did it. And then with that in place, I was able to come in here, look at my feet, snap to this one, get rid of that, and the whole shebang. And this is what we ended up with. I'm pretty stoked about that. Yeah, that looks good. The thing that I still need to do, other than a paint job, is to find a way to incorporate this little detail. So it was wood foundations as a sort of a deck with these stone railings, ladders for support, and a thatch roof. Now, whatever I do, I like this. I'd like it to be right over a door. I think that's cool. But I only have my doors on the side, and I don't know how to bring it around a corner. If I try and bring this around a corner, it ain't going to work for us. So let's see, maybe we can just do it on this side. You know what? I think we're going to have to make some changes. I think we're going to have to make a couple little design changes, and I think this is probably the perfect area to do it. This little section right here, or because I could put a door there near the storage containers, or right here. I need to, I think, do a new door, and I haven't figured out exactly what we're going to do, but I think if we do it here, is that going to work? Ooh, and you're in the wrong place. No, you know what? I found the perfect spot for it. The perfect spot is right under our staircase. So let's flip that. I think this is going to be where our door and our new balcony are. So I am going to put a window right back here. And I think we may leave this door in place. If not, we may not need to. Okay, so let's try. Let's just, whoops, bad aim. Let's take that out, and we'll put a window frame. No, it would be a solid wall. We'll put a solid wall right here. Perfect. And then I'm going to plan on making this our new entrance, and we're going to do it with this basic design. Geeks, welcome back. So I tried something a little different on the interior here. If we poke our heads out, I really like how the stone looks as the base for this building, but for the inner set of foundations, everything but this ring around the outside, I went back to wood, and I think I like it. So in a sec, we're going to step outside here, take a look at the deck I've been working on. I meant to show you this. I mentioned it, but you can flip Structures Plus stairs so they go the opposite direction, and we've done that for these. So instead of starting here and going up in a curve to your left, you start here and curve up to your right. And what have I done? I added in a couple little stone railings here to fence that off, and I added in a fireplace. I don't know what you think. I kind of like it. We still have this clear view of downstairs. That is something a little special. I'm pretty happy with that, and it's almost paint job time. So let's take a look, and you tell me what you think. Stepping out, I like it. And so I did go back one. I went back right to here, right to the edge of this, and we'll finish off on the edge of that pillar. And it's basically exactly what I said I was going to do. And I think I like it. I would, if I could, go all the way around the corner. but I like how the back of the house looks too. It's paint job time, guys. I have I think one change to make to the paint job. I'll show you, and then I'm gonna go paint the hell out of the place. I think it's better. So the parchment of this one becomes tan. The brick of here becomes brown. And I'm still not quite sure. You know what we'll try up for this railing? Let's try tan on the top and brown here on the bottom. And I have blue in the middle. And I think that's probably the look. I think we're doing pretty good with that. So this tan and navy combo is what I'm going to use to do up the whole place, all the wood details. The stone, except for the railings, is going to get a straight coat of brown paint, and then the railings are going to get that custom paint job that we talked about. I'm not sure if I will do anything to the thatch roofs. I'll kind of wait till everything else is painted and go from there, but I have a bunch of painting to do, guys. I think even the stone roofs are going to get a coat of brown, and God, what a cool map. Let me do my thing. This is a long enough video. You see how you're going to paint this thing, and you probably do it in your own style anyway. So let's try and make this really, really special. I'll be right back. That does it, guys. This is the final version. I hope you like. Thank you for hanging out with me throughout the course of this video and this series of videos. We took Sl1pg8r's basic wood and thatch house and we upgraded it. We added a ton of stone, a ton of details, and a paint scheme with brown, tan, and navy. I really hope you like it. Let's take a quick peek inside. And guys, popping up on your screen right now are a couple playlists. One is for this, my time at the Skies of Nazca, including the 2 exploration videos I did before we settled down to do this build. So if you missed those, click on that playlist. And if you enjoyed the second half of this video, us working out the creative process, how to take this house to a whole other level, click on my playlist for Ark Building Evolved. It's my favorite series ever, and I think you're going to like it if you liked this. That's it, guys. I got one last request. Take this video and share it with Sl1pg8r. Alright, thank you for watching, geeks. I'm UTC, and I will see you in my next video. That's the best one yet. Perfect. Nailed it.